Music? Stages? What is this? Know your grooves? Know your moves bonus stage? Eh? Anybody? No? Okay, just do the intro. Whatever.
Wow! Come on, bitch! It's Sonic Speed!
So, we just did Ness and Lucas's Know Your Moves. And I would like to say that I was done with them, but oh no. Oh no. Their games have some of the most in-depth history riddled in Smash that I could not just make one video. So, I will be making 2 stage and music videos on both Ness and Lucas's stages. In this video, we will be covering Onett and Fourside. Let's begin with Onett. Whatever you want to call it. Onett was the first mother stage in Smash Bros. And since its debut has been in every game except on 3DS. Sucks to be you, asshole. Although it isn't one-to-one with Earthbound's Onett, it keeps true to many of the set pieces. Right up in front, we have one of the key buildings in the game, the drugstore. It's a place where you get all your equipment, healing items, weapons, etc. And like in Earthbound, it keeps many of the same aesthetics, such as the hanging canopy, the fabric design, the logo, and the font on the logo. However, the Omega version kind of reminds me of the department store we see in Tucson. Not sure if that was intentional or just something that caught my eye, but I want to call it out. Next, the 2 buildings beside it. While this yellow house relates to nothing specific, nor does this blue one, I think the general aesthetics of these houses, and the ones in the background, mimic the style of the ones we see in Onett. For example, the architecture of the house, such as the paneling on the side and windows, is the same, it has a weather vane on the top, and keeps true to some of the palettes we see on other buildings. But there's so much in Onett that I don't know how to go about it, so we're gonna start from the front and work our way back. Starting with the baseball diamond. Now, this doesn't actually appear in Onett, but it could be a reference to Ness's love for baseball. Next is this tent, which is a reference to the tents we see in Berglund Park in Tucson. It's actually a flea market where you get to see a ton of merchants and really get a feel for the zaniness that is Earthbound. Another reference to Tucson are these bikes, which is the first town in the game that lets you have a bike. Further to the right is the Onyx Sign. This thing takes the exact look as the ones we see in Onett in the game, down to the coloring of the title and the font. This sign actually mentions a mysterious black van driving. Yep, the Runaway 5 van, how could I forget? They're always zooming around in the game and actually help you get to Threed using these tunnels. Yeah, see, the Onett stage in Smash doesn't exclusively make references to that town in the game, it makes a reference to a bunch of them. For example, the excavator from the Dusty Dunes Desert. They crept it way off in the background over here. But let's stick to what's in front still. There is in fact the arcade here, where you fight your first boss that takes its exact looks from the one in the game. In the front, there's a bunch of these types of little references. Many of them pay homage to the actual town of Onett, such as the tree designs, the stop sign, the flower pot, and the general grid-like shape of the town. Of course, you can't forget the garbage can that's sitting right off to the side here, as it's a little container where you can pick up items.
Great soup, Mrs. Q.
But let's zoom on back to a couple of buildings back here. This is pretty easy, as this is the hospital and this is the hotel in Onett, and that's really it for below the cliffside. The actual cliffs are a reference to the ones that surround Onett in the game. It's got caves and all. And not only that, there's a few houses that you may remember. Yep, that's Ness and Pokey's house. And further on up is Lear X Aggregate's house. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. And finally, the last detail is the meteorite that stands atop the hill. This is the sole thing that puts Earthbound's story into motion. And this is all I could find on the stage, but we are not done yet. Now, the music history for these stages is pretty self-explanatory when I put the songs side by side, so don't worry, I will not babble on and ruin the music. The first is a Mother theme, which is a mashup of a couple songs from Earthbound Beginnings. Take a listen. This music box sounding section represents the first melody you hear of the 8 melodies. And of course, the 8 melodies itself. Then there's the Mother 2 theme, or a remix of Pollyanna. It also is played when you're inside Ness's house, and it makes a short appearance in Mother 3. And with that, let's go to Fourside. This stage is more or less a creative inspiration of the Fourside from Earthbound, as maybe Sakurai just wanted some sort of city level, Gotham themed, who knows. The first difference to note from the regular Fourside is that it's nighttime here. Something that only occurs when you go to Moonside, alternate version of Fourside. So perhaps it's a reference to this, as we can see the giant moon and neon lights in the background. So what does it take from the Fourside in the game? Well, obviously, there's this one smack in center, the Monotoli building. This guy's basically the mayor and richest guy in Fourside. Anyways, this is supposed to be the tallest building in Fourside, but in Melee, this is not the case. Next, we have the Dinosaur Museum that is incredibly tall here. What's weird is, because I played Earthbound on and off for 2 years, that I saw it and I was like, oh, it's because the museum was under construction in the game, so that's why it's under construction here. But that's actually the Scaraba Museum. Although you do access a hidden part of the Dinosaur Museum, it's not under construction. Then, on the right side, there's this apartment building, which takes many of its details from the apartment buildings we see in Fourside, right down to the fire escapes and general architecture. Other set pieces include the Monotoli helicopter that this fucking asshole takes, and then the UFO we see at the beginning of Earthbound's opening. It also makes the same sound that you hear in the opening too. This actually leads into the music of Fourside. As you can expect, the theme is taken from Fourside in the games. Yep, Fourside and Because I Love You are remixes of each other. See, my idea is that the repeat of the chorus plays all trippy and weird as a reference to Moonside. As well, this song has heavy drums and twisted whirring and sound effects as a reference to the dungeons and caves. There's also a little bit where you hear parts of the 8 melodies from Earthbound. And that's it for part 1 of our stages and musics of the Mother series. But stay tuned for next week or the week after, where we'll be covering New Pork City and Magnikant. Trust me, they are just as littered with cool details from the series. So, did I miss anything? Leave what you found in the comments, because I am not perfect, I am just a mere Smash fan. And if you liked the video, go and do the actual like command. Like, I know if you actually like it, but if you like it enough, just press the button. I know it appears in your like little box where it shows your likes, and it's like, it's a big deal, but yo, if you feel me, you feel me. You know, I'm just gonna keep the take. Cat always likes to walk around, and he has a bell on him. Kind of a double-edged sword, because it helps you find out where he is, but then when I'm recording, you hear this asshole everywhere. Anyways, follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna put it on the screen anyways. Just follow me on Twitter, because I have a lot to say and a lot of interesting stuff. I post funny shit and memes. Can't go wrong with memes. So that's gonna be it from me for today. I'll be seeing you on the flip side. Take it easy.